Let's go over Star Wars Episode 9, the final film in the sequel trilogy. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, J.J. Abrams will be directing this movie, and principal photography begins at the very end of July. These past couple of weeks, we have been learning a whole lot more about this movie. Now, one big thing that we do know by J.J. Abrams is that he will be introducing prequel trilogy continuity in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, we've seen some more examples of this in a more, I guess you could say, smaller way in both Rogue One and in Solo: A Star Wars Story. You guys probably know exactly what I'm talking about. With Rogue One, it was Mustafar and Darth Vader's castle, and in Solo: A Star Wars Story, that major cameo at the very end of the film. Now, looking at J.J. Abrams, one thing that we did learn about Star Wars Episode 9 is that he has big surprises in store for our three main characters, Finn, Rey, and Kylo Ren. Now, Finn is an interesting topic because we haven't really seen him do a whole lot of things with his character in The Last Jedi that I would have hoped to see. Now, looking at Star Wars Episode 9, perhaps we'll learn more about his identity, and that brings us to Rey. This is one thing that I really do want to bring up about the character of Rey. You guys may remember a podcast not too long ago where John Williams, he does all the music for Star Wars, etc. He actually says that he doesn't believe that Rey is just a nobody from nobody parents that Rian Johnson set up in The Last Jedi. He doesn't believe it, and he actually hopes for something bigger in Star Wars Episode 9. Now, to be honest, I really do believe that John Williams has an idea of where J.J. Abrams is going with these major characters, such as Rey, Finn, and Kylo Ren. Now, what's interesting is what will be done with Poe Dameron in this movie. Will there be anything, significant for that character? We do know that originally in The Force Awakens by J.J., he was going to kill off Poe Dameron in that movie, but Oscar Isaac actually told J.J. that he should stay alive, and they kept him alive throughout the film. Could he be a character that sacrifices himself in a blaze of glory in Star Wars Episode 9, similar to how they wanted to treat Han Solo in the original trilogy? Originally, I believe it was Lawrence Kasdan brought up that Han Solo was to be killed off in Return of the Jedi. Now, if he were killed off, the sequel trilogy wouldn't exist because hence, both Leia and Han wouldn't have a son that would become Ben Solo, who is now known as Kylo Ren. We would either have, no sequel trilogy or a completely different sequel trilogy at this point in time right now. Now, looking at everything that JJ has put together in The Force Awakens, all the mystery boxes, I feel that a great amount of them were completely discarded and ignored by writer and director Rian Johnson in The Last Jedi. One of the big things is, of course, exactly how did Maz Kanata get her hands on Luke Skywalker's lightsaber? We never learned about that, and it was even hinted by Maz, the character, in that movie, that we would learn about it at a later time, and we all expected that answer to be placed in The Last Jedi, but it wasn't answered. So Episode 9 could very well answer all of these different things that we have hoped to see in The Last Jedi that weren't answered. Now, as far as big surprises go by J.J. Abrams for these three main characters, both Finn, Rey, and Kylo Ren, I really do hope that Rey's identity is actually something meaningful, something that's going to surprise and shock a lot of fans out there. Now, I'll be honest with each and every one of you, and if you guys agree or disagree with this, that's perfectly fine, okay? In The Last Jedi, when I found out that Rey's parents were nobody, I thought to myself, I would have rather something more surprising and shocking than that, and it was kind of a letdown. Then I started thinking to myself, what about her grandparents? Could they be of significance, perhaps? And could something around those lines be explored in Star Wars Episode 9? Who were her grandparents? I think that's an interesting thing that not a lot of people are talking about right now. Nonetheless, guys, I still have my fingers crossed for J.J. Abrams wrapping up the sequel trilogy properly and satisfying the whole entire Star Wars fan base. I just hope that things turn out to be very, very good with that movie and how it ends. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.